All right, let's have a look at TRVL. TRVL, I streamed a couple of days ago, and if no one is familiar with what I'm doing TRVL every single time I stream. Have a look at it, just for fun. It's all entertainment value only. That's why I wear the Dtravel cap, and I've got a really nice Dtravel shirt, just kind of branding, representing Dtravel and TRVL. I should get like TRVL to the moon or something. And if you haven't seen any of these TRVL videos, then please do go to my YouTube channel. That's the link, youtube.com/AmirZX. That's me, Amir, with a Z and a X at the end. And you get to my channel, and then here I've got a Dtravel TRVL playlist. And I started restreaming 8 days ago. You see that? Big Dtravel changes will cause TRVL to explode in price. That's the first stream you should watch. That if you only watch a stream, then watch that one. But ultimately, I'm streaming every single time. This one's actually a cut of that stream, but it doesn't matter. I'm kind of just like talking, chatting, engaging with the community, attracting people, trying to get people interested, trying to help people to understand what Dtravel is, and why TRVL I think is a good investment. Not financial advice, and do your own research, but this is part of your research, isn't it? To converse and to engage with people who've been involved with the project for a long period of time. And so that's kind of why I'm here. I'm here to kind of help ooze confidence. And I'll just quickly go over the fundamentals for people. Like, I'll do it every time now. That's what I was thinking. I need to go over the fundamentals every single time, because the reality is that there's no point doing it once, because most people will miss that one video that I did 8 days ago, and they won't have the time to go back, but they might actually catch some of this video, and so they might want to know. And so for people who've heard this before, it's going to get boring but tough. I'm just trying to help people understand what Dtravel is. Dtravel is effectively, it's a decentralized Airbnb, Shopify-esque, but in between Shopify and Airbnb. This is my property here. So this is my page. So this is the Shopify-esque part of Dtravel, where I get my own web page. See, cool. I've got my own domain name, but it's actually hosted by Dtravel, and this is my business. So in the same sense that Shopify is your business and you can sell your own products and online business, Shopify, and sell things, this is in the same sense, in that these are my apartments, and I'm selling my apartments, or I'm selling rooms, nights, for short stays at my apartments. And that's how it is. And so basically Dtravel hosts, and then they give me the ability to set this up in a very easy manner, like less than 10 minutes, imported from Airbnb. And so in a sense it's like a Shopify, but also in another sense it's an Airbnb, because travelers are looking for short stays, accommodation on their holidays, and they can book and reserve nice apartments or whatever in different parts of the world. And so this is me, this is London. And in the time that I've been with Dtravel now, which is over 4 years, but this has been live for 4 years, but I've been with Dtravel for over 4 years. 4 years, I've realized just under $65,000 of earnings. That's been processed by Dtravel, completed 34 direct bookings. It's quite a significant achievement, I think, considering I started with nothing. Yeah, I started at zero, and all of that translates into this, which is the Dtravel DAO, the Dtravel Network Analytics. Here you can see all the data, the live data of the real world network, the total operator signups or the host signups, the number of listings, etc., the number of cities we're in, the number of countries we're in. This is the cumulative earnings. So it says $1.286 million. And so if you, I mean, it does give you a clue that, I mean, if I've kind of done 64,000 or 65,000, I've done 5% of the earnings. Yeah. And actually I'm not even that active. I'm just normal. Yeah. So I think what the clue that you're getting, or you should be getting, is that we're very early. Yeah. We're very early because we haven't even cracked the nut yet. We're kind of just at the shell, ready to crack it. Everything that's happened to this point is the preparation for the future of cracking that nut. Yeah. So everything that you're seeing now, this isn't like, you're not looking at this going, oh my God, I need to invest. You're looking at this going, okay, these guys have been around. They know what they're doing. They're not going away. They are growing. They are building. They are here to stay. And they're taking this very seriously, and they're ready to take the world by storm effectively. And that's what we are. Everything that you're seeing now, including the Traveler app, yeah, where you can search for destinations all over the place. Let's try Washington DC. Oh, there's only one there. You see, like, this is the thing, we're early. We're really early. You're really early in I don't know if Paris is going to have any properties. Yeah, there's a few properties there in what I believe will explode in the future in a very tangible, significant manner. Yeah. And so I think the most populated city right now is probably Dubai. So that's why I view it a lot. You go to Dubai, it's 100+ results. There's like tons and tons of property, maybe because it's quite a crypto savvy city. But you see, if you can imagine the future, if you can imagine that every city we're going to be just having lots and lots of properties like this in the future, and all of these, you click on them, they have their own website, they have their own, and you can directly book with them, and the insurance that's being offered is better than Airbnb. The air cover, our insurance is better than the Airbnb air cover. Better, yeah. It's more liability, it's better coverage for the host and for the traveler, for the operator and the traveler. And so basically what we're doing is we're creating a decentralized physical real world network. That's what this is. That's what these stats are to date. And we haven't seen the growth yet, the explosive growth. And I can vouch to that because of this cumulative earnings. I've done 5% myself in 4 years. Yeah, so that's time. Like, we haven't grown yet. We haven't exploded. Everything is just preparation for the future. And I'm back in the project. I was away for the project for a bunch of months, and now I'm back, and we're ready to take this to the next level. If you go to the website Dtravel, you can do your own research. Everything is there. Go to learn, find out about everything, the roadmap, etc., etc. And obviously, some of it might not be 100% up to date, but if you want up-to-date information, go to the Telegram. Telegram's really important. Go to the Telegram, and that's where we chat. I'm going to go there right now. Dtravel Telegram. I'm going to show you. There's a few questions there as well, so I'm going to answer them. Hello, Art. Good morning, Chief. Calling me a chief. How shall I salute? All right. So yeah. So we're in the Dtravel community. This is a place to chat. We talk about TRVL. Now you can see they're talking a lot about TRVL. The announcements are there. So Andy, who's our community manager, she is interacting and answering questions, and kind of you can go there and you can kind of interact with her. And what I wanted to do now is just go over some of these questions, try and answer them. I don't mind helping, I don't mind kind of raising awareness and engaging with the community and trying to, I would like us to build this community. And so we can all play our part. Okay, so let me see how far, because I know that Ferry asked the question and I tried to answer it. And actually Andy answered it too. Okay, there's Dinar. He asked the question. And let me see where Ferry. So Ferry asked the question. I tried to answer them in my last stream. You can go and check that out on Sunday. Danielle asks these questions. I'm going to try and answer these. So Binance is following us for a long time. Can we expect a listing on this bull one? The reality is we don't know. No one knows. No one really knows. Like, Binance hasn't even listed Slurf on the spot. They've listed them on derivatives on the spot. It's really hard to know. It's really hard to know if what Binance are going to do. Yeah. Usually Binance, when they do something, it's for their own interests. Usually, isn't it? And yeah, they follow us. Yeah, they do. But we don't know. I just think that's honestly the honest answer. No one really knows what Binance are going to do. Art is asking if I can share the Telegram in the group chat, and I can. I'm going to do it right now. There you go, mate. And if you look on the screen, it should pop up there. Should it? The chat vanished again. Has my chat broken? Oh yeah, because I'm on the Telegram. Oh, that's why. I'm on the Telegram, so social stream isn't there. Let me just add it. Hold on. Sorry, let me just add that. Paste, copy and paste. Space. Yeah. So let me just paste it again, and it will come up on the screen. Let me see. It should come up on the screen, shouldn't it? Yeah, there you go. So that's the Telegram link. t.me/Dtravel community. You see that? It's on the screen there. I'm going to have a look at that. So yeah, no one really knows. Yeah, no one knows yet. They are following us, so we are on their radar. Dtravel was in some kind of incubator a few years ago, Binance incubator. We didn't win that project, that incubator. You know, another project did, like these kind of startup competitions. So we are on the radar. I think ultimately for Binance, it's like, how can they make money? And all they care about is making money. It is always possible that Binance will accumulate a token, a really low cap like this, and list it and make a shit ton of money. It's always possible, but no one is ever going to know if that ever happens. Like, I don't think the team are going to be told if that happens. If they decide to do that, they'll just do that on their own behest. I think if the market trends suggest that travel is starting to take off, it starts to trend just like NFTs did once upon a time. If travel starts to trend, then sure, of course, Binance will start jumping onto the bandwagon, just like Binance jumped onto the meme bandwagon. They're going to jump onto future trends too. And so at the end of the day, it's all about the trend. I think Binance will just follow the trend. And so no one can predict the trend. No one knows when the trend is going to take off in a certain direction. Is it going to be quantum computing? Is it going to be travel, real world applications, you know, like travel based real world applications, or just depends, or real world applications in general? Who knows? No one really knows. Is it going to be AI? Like, we kind of tick a lot of boxes, but at the moment, no one really knows. And so that's the honest answer to your question. I think it's more likely than not that will be listed on Coinbase, simply because Dtravel uses the base for all of the blockchain transactions, and that was done on purpose. And also the other thing that's really important is that Dtravel is now incorporated in the USA, and so that kind of aligns with the American crypto plan, which kind of aligns with Coinbase. And so we're kind of aligning very strongly and strategically with Coinbase. Sure, it's possible that in the future we are listed on Coinbase, and then if that is more likely than not, then if we are listed on Coinbase, and some Binance will probably pick up on that and probably follow suit. Probably, like, that's more likely than not, especially if we have an explosive growth in the real world network and people start using Dtravel in a meaningful way. So this is for the future. I think the most important thing is that we just have to, people who are accumulating TRVL, they hodl for the long term. Hodl. Like, that's what we've learned today. The Satoshi era whale hodled his Bitcoin, and he just sold 9,000 today for $1 billion. He was hodling for over 10 years. Yeah, I think that's the most important lesson to be learned. It's like, you just buy, accumulate, dollar cost average, and hodl. And I think TRVL is one of those projects and tokens where long-term hodling will be rewarded in the future. Yeah. When approximately will they start marketing and promotion this run? Like anytime now, really. I'm waiting too. I'm in the same camp as you. I'm streaming, so I'm contributing to that. But at the same time, I think the marketing is going to begin very soon. I think there's some key strategic changes that are happening in what I've talked about before, the leadership and other aspects of Dtravel. Once all of those are finalized, the legal aspects of Dtravel, once all of that is completed, then the shift is going to be marketing. But there's some big product launches at the end of August, so maybe the marketing will probably coincide with those big product launches. And the product launches have a lot to do with accepting Bitcoin. Yeah, so we can't accept Bitcoin right now, and I think that's part of what is being proposed in the short-term future, to be able to accept Bitcoin on the Lightning Network. I mean, that will help us that will open us up to the Bitcoin crowd, and there'll be a lot of opportunity to promote Dtravel and TRVL and market that when that happens. So I think probably towards the end of August will be the latest, but anytime from now till then. And I think it's marketing isn't just you just market. There's going to be layers, isn't it? It's like continuous. And so actually what I really want to happen is that the project is marketed for the next 6 months, and it has to kind of be like a snowball that kind of gets bigger and bigger and bigger. That's kind of what you want. You want to build momentum until you have that breakthrough, that breakout. Yeah. Why not adjusting max supply on the CMC and CG? I know it's capped at 500 million, so no reason to be on 1 billion. I have no idea. Let's have a look. Let's see what it says. 1 billion maximum. And what you're saying, what you're suggesting is cap it. Well, I mean, no, that doesn't make sense. There are a billion tokens. Just because half of them are locked up, there's still a billion tokens. I know what you're saying. You're saying, why should it say a billion when half of them are locked up? But even if they're locked up, they still exist. And so you have to have accurate information. Now, the tokenomics needs to deal with that issue. And so naturally, when people are looking to invest, they'll look at the tokenomics and try to understand how the rest of those tokens are brought into the circulation, and how to access those tokens, and how that's going to impact the inflation rate, etc. But you can't just go up there and change that to 500 when there's another 500 that's locked up that could be released. Yeah, I don't think that makes any sense. So that's probably why. I guess that's an easy answer to. I don't know if that answers your question. I don't know. That's kind of where that's a stab in the dark, to be honest with you. So okay, those 3 questions. Let me see if Andy said anything. So Andy answers Ferry's question. So I just possibly want to go and see what she answers to him. There you go. And Chappie asked a question too. This is quite interesting. I don't have to answer this. I can just read this. Chappie asks, what are the benefits of listing here versus Airbnb? Good question. Andy says, super easy setup. I can vouch for that. It doesn't answer the question, super easy setup, because it doesn't. This is versus Airbnb. Actually, super easy setup just means here as well as Airbnb. So it's not an answer to the question, but it does give you an answer to a question. A variation of the question is why not? Why not list on Dtravel and Airbnb? And that's really the light bulb, isn't it? Like, you can be on Dtravel, have your own direct booking site, accept crypto, accept live bookings on the blockchain, and be on Airbnb. You don't have to. It's not mutually exclusive. You could be on both. You can be on booking.com. I'm on Airbnb. I'm on booking.com. I'm on Dtravel. You can be on all of them. You can be on Verbo too. You can be on everything if you really want. You can be on Google Vacation Rentals as well. Yeah, you can be on everything. So I think the most important thing here is it's not versus Airbnb. In this sense, it's you can be on Dtravel too. Why not have your own booking site? And that's really the sell. Why not? Why not? Why not be able to accept direct bookings? Yeah. So, and what facilitates that is the super easy setup, and we've got that. Okay. Low fees. So this is really important. So this is not versus Airbnb. I think it's wrong to confuse this. You wouldn't not go to, like, I'm not going to take my properties off Airbnb just because Dtravel is cheaper. Again, that doesn't make any sense. Why would I do that? I would be on both. It's just that on Dtravel, because it's cheaper, I can pass those savings to my travelers, to my guests. And so therefore there's an incentive for guests and for travelers to come directly to me. That's the incentive. And so in the future, when we're more recognized and we become more of a international brand, what will happen is that people will be searching for properties somewhere, say London. They'll look on Airbnb and then they'll go and search on Dtravel and find it cheaper. That's the future. That's the future. Similar to if you're looking for flights. When you're looking for flights, you go to a flight comparison site. You don't book the most expensive flight. You usually go for the cheapest or one of the cheaper options. Also a little bit based on reputation and what you're comfortable with, but ultimately you go for the cheapest. Yeah. And so we're not in a situation yet when it comes to booking accommodation where we can do that. And Dtravel facilitates that future for people to be able to search for properties, find it in multiple locations, and then just go for the cheapest option because it's exactly the same property, better insurance, so they don't have to worry about that. Okay, so it's not a versus Airbnb, it's as well as. And so low fees helps. Fast, again, it's the same. It's not versus Airbnb, it's as well as. And yes, it's another benefit. Fast payouts are instantaneous. That's true. Payment options, again, I think sometimes payment options could be people's only lifeline, and this does answer that question very specifically, because in certain places of the world, certain countries, some people can't have Airbnb for different reasons. Maybe it's to do with the banking regime, maybe it's to do with the person's personal credit, they don't have a bank account or whatever, and yet they can still rent their apartment to people because they can receive payment in crypto on the blockchain on Dtravel. So it kind of like, sometimes Airbnb can be quite restrictive in certain parts of the world, and the parts of the world where it is restricted, it's not like small parts, they're big parts of the world. Like I know in, like, for example, El Salvador, where I was for the last 3 months, there's a significant bank transfer fee just to receive the Airbnb payment. So it isn't just the Airbnb fee, which is taken from the booking. When you try to receive the money from Airbnb, there's also an additional bank charge. And so instead of paying 15, or here it says 16%, whatever, you're paying probably like 25%. And so therefore there is a massive incentive for people to list their properties on Dtravel in certain parts of the world. In certain other parts of the world, they may not even have access to Airbnb because of the banking infrastructure doesn't allow them to have that ease of access. So there is a real benefit there. Earn rewards. Well, look, you can earn TRVL, and at the moment TRVL has relatively zero intrinsic value, but that's changing. And because that's changing, this is going to be a real incentive. And so when I say it's changing, it is, but we have to make it happen, you know. So once Dtravel becomes a DAO, or once there's the transition of the leadership moves to the next iteration of what the leadership will be, and then they start looking at the token again, looking at the tokenomics, and the community gets involved, and then we can have a conversation about how to make TRVL worth something to earn, something valuable to earn, similar to Bitcoin. Like, why would you buy a Bitcoin miner? Because Bitcoin has become valuable. Yeah, so you mine Bitcoin because Bitcoin's valuable, and that's kind of what we want. We want people to earn TRVL because TRVL is valuable. We have to give TRVL value, and that value hasn't yet been achieved because the tokenomics is shit, basically. Shit. Sorry, but it is. And so yeah, so this is for the future, but not far. It's not far in the future. This is this is literally my next thing that I'm after. I'm really looking to change this in a tangible way. Once we give TRVL real value, real intrinsic value, where people value TRVL, then actually we have a one-up on Airbnb and Booking.com and every other centralized platform, because now people will be coming to Dtravel to earn TRVL, not just to use the benefits of Dtravel, which gives them low fees, fast payouts, etc., payment options. Now they're looking to earn TRVL because now they see, wow, TRVL is worth something to be, it makes more sense to do it through Dtravel because TRVL is valuable. Yeah, so that's the kind of vibe that we need to create to give to grow our real world network. And then more visibility through Google Vacation. Well, look, honestly, this is, I think Google Vacation Rentals in my imagination is a little bit of a red herring. Yes, it's true, you can be on it, but personally I've turned it off for reasons, for personal reasons. I don't really want my properties to be on Google Vacation Rentals. I don't want it to appear on the Google map. I put it on there for a while and it was getting so much spam from random people and they weren't serious. I was like, it was more of a headache. And so it's a little bit of a red herring. I don't really see it as a significant plus. Airbnb properties aren't on Google Vacation Rentals and it doesn't matter. Like, I don't think Google Vacation Rentals is a massive success yet. Maybe it will be in the future, but it's not. And also you can be on Google Vacation Rentals usually with your channel manager, and in any case if you want to. A little bit of a red herring answer, but it's okay. It's true, you can be on Google Vacation Rentals, and it's not a versus Airbnb answer either. So that's my honest take on these answers. But good effort from Andy. She's doing an amazing job, and hopefully she's going to continue doing that. And I'm just kind of adding my 2 cents. Oh, look, Andy says recommend you watch my stream today. I'm sure he might have some additional feedback. There you go, there's the feedback. How amazing is that? Thank you, Andy. Amazing. Chappie says great. So cool and brilliant, but the $1 billion question is, this is an answer to the question to the answer to the question. When you promote it in scale, you have been in the sidelines for a long time in marketing, intentionally, I guess. No, I don't think it's intentional. I think the problem is that, what can I say? I don't think it was intentional. I think really they tried. Really, the previous team tried to market it, but they were using methods that weren't quick. They weren't using fast methods. They were using slow methods. Like, did you see the Dtravel blog? Yeah. Where is it? Here's somewhere. I don't know where. Or the help articles. Is it help? No. Like, this is part of it. Look, do you see these help articles? Someone had to do that. It's probably James, mostly James, yeah? And these are SEO friendly articles. That takes time, yeah? This is part of marketing. All of this is part of marketing. So you can't say they haven't been trying. Yeah, this is part of marketing, because what you want to do is, and these have to be kept up to date. What you want to do is you want to come up in Google search and other kinds of search engines, and that's part of it, isn't it? So all of that has to be created, and then you have the blog here somewhere. I don't know where it is. There it is. And these are articles too. These are well-crafted, SEO friendly articles dealing with current issues to do with travel and crypto and all that kind of stuff. And it goes back a long time. Look, it goes all the way back, all the way back, all the way back, all the way. Look how many articles there are. This is marketing. This isn't nothing. You can't just ignore that. Yeah. And unfortunately, the blog has not been updated since May the 27th, but this is all work. This is like, someone has to write this, someone has to format this. The topics are relevant and current, and these are all SEO friendly, and they're kind of shared to press releases, etc. And sometimes the press picks up on these as well. And then you have that kind of, like, it's a different kind of marketing. So I wouldn't say that they've been in the sidelines. Also, part of what they've done in the past is partnerships. There was partnerships with Fetch, there was partnerships with Matic, there was partnerships with those venture funds, those investment funds. That was also part of it. So I'm not going to intentionally criticize them for what they've done. It just hasn't worked, right? That's really why. And the reason why it hasn't worked is partly because retail aren't in the market. So it's kind of also because of the market itself. but also it hasn't worked because there hasn't been a big uptake on the token. That's not their fault, although you can argue it is. Look, I think the biggest problem was the tokenomics, to be honest with you, and the way that was handled. And so crypto weren't interested, and because crypto weren't interested, it doesn't matter what you throw at it. If they're not interested, they're not interested. And so actually maybe it's a good thing they haven't wasted all their money on marketing, because the product wasn't ready. And so in a sense, you could argue that actually, thank God we haven't marketed Dtravel, because we haven't wasted our chance to do what we need to do to make this explode. Yeah. So you only really get 1 or 2 chances at this, and we haven't wasted it. So maybe it's actually worked out in our advantage that they've kind of haven't marketed it the way the community wanted, because the product itself wasn't ready. Yeah. And it really, the product is ready, but when I say the product, I mean the crypto product. And so I'm just kind of thinking to myself, the tokenomics, and I've criticized the tokenomics. I'll keep on criticizing it. It's shit. But also the night protocol, for most people, doesn't make any sense. Most people don't understand this. Honestly, I've been in the business for over 10 years. I struggle to understand this. So when people like me struggle to understand this, it makes marketing almost impossible. Now, the most important thing is, do you have a product that you can market? When the product isn't right, how it's impossible to market. It's impossible to market this. It doesn't make any sense for people. And when you go to the tokenomics, it's impossible to market this because it doesn't make any sense. No one really understands this. Do you know what I mean? No one really understands where the value is coming from, how people increase their value. Like there's so many questions that aren't answered. It's basically like someone's just made this up and hoped for the best. It's like an ego trip, I think. And that's all it really was. I thank God the marketing flopped. Thank God in that sense. So we still have a chance to do this. So I don't think this is a bad thing. So I hope that answers your questions. Archery Connection. Hey mate. Hey, I'm back. Yes, thank you, mate. Nice to have you back too. I appreciate you. Thank you. Yeah, I always like it when people welcome me back, and I'm happy to be back. So that kind of answers those 2 questions. Oh look, and Andy's answering. Well done. So when the product is 100% ready, we have a market strategy to launch and promote. Yes, and you see Andy answers the question in exactly the same manner, but before that happens, the whole transition and new products need to be tested and ready. I think this is going to happen quite soon. Yeah, this isn't going to be long drawn out. Yeah, for one, I'm lighting the fire and like kicking the asses, but at the same time, we don't have much time left. Okay. And then Daniel's saying, could you please let us know which month of the year you reach 100%? However, as a VP, oh wow, you're a VP of growth in Web 2 space. Wow. I never wait for 100% since the growth should be gradual. Actually, you're past 100% of your stories. Wow. Look, so this guy, like Daniel's a really important guy. Daniel, I hope I answered your questions. We should take his opinion seriously, because if he's the VP of something, then he's onto something. All right. I agree with you. He's saying it doesn't have to be product. I think the product is really good. I think the tokenomics and the night protocol and some things that are really hard to market I think it's been a struggle. Let's get past this next stage, which is the leadership changes. And then I think there's going to be some new product launches, which is going to be easier to market. Let's market that in this context of this bull market. And then when it comes to the future, 1 or 2 years down the line, we really need to change the tokenomics. We really do. And that will be another conversation. And Tiffany's asking, are the team not planning any marketing initiatives between? I think the launch that I'm thinking about is the end of August. All right. So yes, possibly not. I'll have to circle back to Dtravel, and we have to talk about this again. So what I'll do is I'll circle back to Dtravel now. It seems to be a bit of a real question, this marketing thing, But again, what are you marketing? You have to sell something. Yeah, you have to push something. And if we're not sure of what we're pushing, then there's no point marketing. What we have to do first is be sure of what we're pushing and make sure that the roadmap and the vision is aligned with the transition which Andy's talking about, which is the transition and the leadership and the direction of the project. So everything is changing in certain aspects of the project. Yeah, and all of it is positive. That's why I'm back. Okay, so yeah, so there's a little bit of conversation going. Really good to have these conversations finally. And the one thing I think people can see is that finally Telegram is active again. And so for a long period of time, Telegram was pretty much dead. I think a lot of people were miserable and depressed. I wasn't around, and now I'm back. You see Sam's is back. Welcome back. So yeah, so now that I'm back, we can start having some conversations about the future. And that's what I'm interested in, the future. I don't care about the past so much, but the future. So I've kind of gone on a lot about this stuff and the fundamentals. Let's have a look at the charts, because that's what I really want to look at. The charts, that kind of interests me a lot. And since the last stream a couple of days ago, where is the charts here? Let me find it. Is that it? No, got to find the right screen. There it is. We've had a little bit of a move, haven't we? So I was talking about this bullish engulfing weekly candle, and just after my stream on Sunday, yeah, if you remember, I streamed on Sunday, we were kind of here. I'm going to show you. Let me go to the live stream on Sunday, one day ago. Go to the section on T-Travel. So that's where we were. We were at 0.05868. And I was saying it's quite bullish as long as we hold the point of control there. And we had a nice pump, a little nice pumpage. Just after my stream, it went up 10%. How amazing is that? It's nicer when I do a stream and then the price goes up 10%. So it's better than it dropping 10%. So let's have a look. Let's have a look at the charts. I don't know if there's much more information I can give you from all the previous streams. And so if you're really interested in the charts, I've done some really interesting videos. Probably the most interesting one is this video here. This TRVL price analysis. So I go through the... Oh, which one is the one? This one or this one? Yeah, this is the one. That's the one to watch. In this video, I go through all the levels, the resistance levels. I just map them out. So I just give you all the levels where the price will find resistance. So I don't need to go over that again. You can just go over that video and you can see where the resistance levels are. And if you're looking to take profit or you're looking to trade a little bit, then those are the good areas. And every area that I've mentioned here has to be flipped into support as the price goes up. And that usually requires a little bit of consolidation. So there are opportunities to sell into the highs and kind of buy back on the pullbacks as the price goes up. And so that's kind of gives people a chance to do that if they're interested. Don't go crazy, because you're still looking at an illiquid token at the lows especially. So you don't want to find yourself selling everything and losing 10% on slippage. You have to be aware of that. And it's always good to scale in and scale out. It's better to do that over a period of time. It's called time weighted average price, TWAP, rather than just saying, oh, I've got X amount of TRVL, market sell. That's not a good strategy. It's better to time it over a period of time, over a period of a few hours in small chunks, if that's how you're going to exit, to sell, to take profit. But that's the video to watch. I don't have to go over that again, do I? But just looking at the charts now, we've had a really nice weekly candle. We've had a really nice bullish green candle. If you look at this, the volume is more volume now than all of these red candles. It's just a really nice volume. So it looks like we're coming out of these lows, doesn't it? It does look like it. We're not out of the lows yet. And I just want to make people aware of that. You know, we're not out of the woods yet. So if people are like interested, don't sit back and go, okay, we're out of the woods, don't need to do anything now, just wait for December or whenever we top out. If you're, the more people buy, the higher we go. It's really that simple. Like it's really that simple. And the higher we go, the more interest that crypto will have in TRVL. And so effectively it's in all our interest to keep on buying and not sell. Yeah. So this is the MEXC chart. I said that we're probably going to form some kind of pivot in the third week of July. We're in the second week of July. So I said it could come earlier or later. These pivots are zones. They're not exact dates. It could come after, it could come below. But I am thinking that we pivot here. I'm still in that mindset. When I look at a bullish engulfing weekly candle with increasing volume, I get excited. When I see that the rest of the market is bullish, and when I see that Bitcoin is bullish, and when I see that ETH is bullish, I get excited. And so all of these things in my mind give me confidence about what's going to happen next. If you look at the volume already, you can see that we've only had one day and we're already a third of the volume of the previous week. So you can already see that this week is going to be, should be an increasing week volume. Yeah. All we need now is another green candle with increasing volume. If we can get another green candle with increasing volume, then we got a healthy increase in price, a healthy increase in price. Yeah. So that's what I'm imagining now at the moment. And let's just see if that happens. What else do I want to say on Dtravel? Let me just have a look at the local volume anyway, in any case. Let's just have a look at this. I'm using the combined chart. Let's just have a look at the volume. So look, this is quite interesting. So it's hard to kind of trade it, but at the moment, most of the volume is underneath the price at about 0.059. See that red line? So we've kind of come above it, which is good. Yeah. And we've kind of had some impulsive moves here. Let's have a look at these impulsive moves. Again, the same place. The volume, look, most of the volume is here. See that? That's good. So that's your kind of natural support area. If the price comes back down, that would be a natural area for the price to find a little bit of support. And then is there 5 waves? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Possibly we've already had our first wave, our first 5 waves. Possibly, just looking at it now, it's possible. And so I'm just telling you what's possible, just based on what I'm seeing. Let's say that's your wave 1. Really shitty wave 1. Look, it took us to the 1 to 4. See that? That 1 to 4 was a perfect SR flip into the highs and into the lows. See that? That's a 1 to 4 of this 0 to 1 to 2 to 3. It went to the 1 to 4, and then it did an ABC for another takeoff. See that? That's an extended, that's like a running flat correction there, and that's your wave 5. So you had a really small wave 1. That's your wave 3 with a running flat with a flip of that 1 to 4, and then we had another wave up. That was the last wave. This is your first wave. Basically, that's what I'm seeing at the moment. I'll mark it out here like this so you can see it for yourselves. Bam, 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 and then all the way up to basically to there. Yeah, that's your. So there's a really nice SR flip here on the point of control. Price comes down, we kind of want this area to hold. If the price comes down, we want this area to hold. Yeah, we don't want to lose that area. Okay, and let's just have a look at the there to there to there. It went all the way up to the 1.272 on that move. See that? 272. Doesn't mean anything. It's just I'm just thinking actually. Let's just go back to the original one. The original one was quite nice, which is this one. 1 to 4 there. Let's change these to 6. There's 6 minutes to there. Let's change that to 8. Just want to see how far it goes. It doesn't get to the 10. See that? It's amazing how, like, how the price, even on that 9, the 1 to 9 of that original fib, there it finds support. See that? It's pretty amazing. All right, so forget about that. I'm just kind of I'm just messing around. So what happens next? Well, look, if this is your first wave complete, you're looking for an ABC corrective. Yeah. And effectively then what you're looking for is this. There's your 1 ABC, and then we're looking for a nice 3, 4, 5. That's what we're looking for right now. I'll change the color of this one to green so they're different. Okay, and the highest, I mean, the highest probability in this situation would be that. That's the highest probability to find support. But you are looking for an ABC corrective. Yeah, just because you've got this 1 to 4 SR flip at the point of control, and again, this is an illiquid token, so I mean, this is just for fun. Yeah, this is not financial advice. It's just for fun. You've also got the 50 fib on a pullback, so you've got a little bit of confluence for, but I mean, this is an illiquid token, so for reasons that I can't explain, you can always do that. Yeah, it's just for fun. But if you do see the price come back down there, find a little bit of support, that could be the next good buy zone. But really, we don't want to see it to come down like that now. That would be terrible. What you're looking for now is a corrective A, B, C. That will be a zigzag correction. That will be your wave 2, and it's going to take a little bit of time. So you're kind of looking for an ABC. Now that would be a, let's say it goes to there, and does that, and does that. That's like a zigzag, isn't it? It's kind of what you're looking for. But the price could also, for reasons that I can't explain, and because people are looking to buy now because they're quite bullish, maybe because of my videos, you could get a situation where you go down A and then someone comes and market buys, buy, and you get like a extended flat. So you get another flat correction. So it's all about the market. It's all about what people do. If people are bullish on TRVL, they want to buy like 10 million TRVL right now, someone might just wait for the price to come down a little bit and go, okay, I'm just going to buy 10 million, and then push the price right back up. That's how you get extended flat corrections, yeah, or running flat corrections, because people are a little bit impatient and they start buying without waiting for it to come back. Yeah, and so it's all about the market, what the market decides. Right now it looks like this is flowing with the rest of crypto and Bitcoin. Yeah, so if I go and have a look, or maybe ETH even, so if I go and kind of have a look at ETH, it's kind of following ETH, isn't it? It's kind of following Bitcoin, isn't it? It's just on a different scale. But right now, no one is really, it doesn't look like people are like crazy selling. It just looks like this market is following Bitcoin. Yeah. And the markets are kind of a little bit synchronized right now in terms of the way they're moving. Obviously, if someone market sells, then you're going to get, and then if that happens, you might get another someone else panic and sell and do that. And then you're still looking at a zigzag. It's just a kind of a different kind of zigzag, a bit more steeper. If it's too steep, then you're going to really put pressure on this area. Yeah, but ideally what you're looking for is an ABC corrective. That's kind of what we're looking for. And you know, you're looking for something that's timed well as well. So just let me have a look at the timings quickly. 1 to 3 to 4. You see the 618 topped out. See that? The 618 topped out exactly right on the 1 to 3 to 4, just based on fib time. It topped out correctly. And so the next kind of fib time is this 1.618. Yeah. And then maybe the 1 to 2. So we got like options where you could bottom out in a corrective. It'd be quite steep if it was the 1 to 2. So you kind of, the gentler the better when it comes to corrections. And so something like this for me would be okay, like as gentle as possible, and that would still bring us to the 3rd week of July. So you might end up in a situation the 3rd week of July where it comes on that higher time frame fib time, and if this just finds support maybe somewhere around here, we could then see a really nice impulsive move, a continuation. And if you do get a nice continuation, let's just say hypothetically we do come back down to the point, this local point of control. It's all kind of speculative, right? It's all fun. It's all fun. Let's say that is the pivot. You do come back down to, say, the point of control. Then, you know, you're looking for a wave 3. You might end up for 1 to 2. We might end up all the way up at 9, like all the way up to there. Like a real nice push, taking us all the way up to the point of control there, which I've got marked out there, and for like a push. But again, it's all about the market. If the market wants, it can take it higher. It can always take it higher. And what I said to you guys before is still correct. We are looking to take out this pivot. That would be really, the target would be about 0.009, just because it's the point of control and it's the local golden pocket. But for everyone who's interested, what we need is this high to be taken out, this one. That's at 0.0126. That would be a signifier market structure change confirmed to bullish. Yeah. And so this next wave is really important. What we need is a real push with volume. It's going to require volume. It's going to require a little bit of FOMO. It's going to require a little bit of, I need more TRVL. Yeah, like people are getting desperate to buy TRVL. Why would you not get desperate to buy TRVL? Because if the price comes up to 0.009, it's still cheap. Okay, but the price is already 50% higher than what it was. And what we really want is FOMO. So what we want in the next wave is a really aggressive market buying rally. And that's going to get people to FOMO in, because if they start seeing TRVL up 50%, 100%, 150%, 200%, and they haven't bought back in, then they're going to be buying back in. And that's going to help push the price higher. And hopefully we're going to get enough FOMO to take out that high. That's kind of what I want to see next. But actually the chart right now, we've had our kind of little first wave. Yeah, that was our first wave. This is like the first wave of 3. And so ideally what we need is this next wave to kind of push us right into just under 1 cent. That's kind of where I'm at with TRVL, right? I hope that helps. I'm going to cut this video. If you like it, you better like it. You better like it. Then please like it, share it. Like it on YouTube. That's really important. If you got any questions, if you like the answers to questions, say hi and say why. If you got any more questions, post your questions. And ideally what we want to do is we want to take TRVL to 17.5 cents. That's my, I'm going to manifest 17.5 cents. All right. That's what I'm going to manifest, 17.5 cents. So if you guys are a little bit spiritual, then get on your knees and pray to God for 17.5 cents. Right. God, I've got a lot. I'm starting to get a lot of squiggles now. Again, I'm back into the charting of squiggles. RH is back. Assalamu alaikum. Alaikum salam. Welcome.